Good morning, traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So, starting off on the weekly chart, we ended up with a spinning top. Okay, it's a red spinning top after an engulfing green bar. I'm in two minds about this. One part of me is saying that we have broken through a channel. There's my flag, my channel. Obviously, I'd need to see a pullback to come and test this channel, which would be nice, before moving back the upside. And to me, that test would be pretty much this swing low here. Not quite on it, but this area here. So this area of 11861 is kind of the area that I'd be looking for on the DAX for a half decent pullback, so that I can get back in for a longer term long. But this little setup here does worry me quite extensively. Okay. And it basically worries me in the sense of lots of indecision. And if you look at my oscillators again, we're really grouping to the upside, and we've only just broken through the range. Anyway, so we had a pin bar, and then we closed with an inside bar. That's two reversal signals here. The only complexity to this is the level. So it didn't really. There's quite a few levels inside here, but there's no distinct level. You would have thought that that level there, where we are, where prices are right now, where we've closed on, and I'll give them to you now, but you can see there's my two fractals on the weekly. That would be the area that you'd expect a bounce off, but we've sort of closed on it, but gapped above it. You see what I mean? So the buyers are still coming in off this level. So it pulled away from the level, came back, and the buyers stepped in again. So that could be a level breakout. And now we're going to continue this. We consider this a one-day test, retest of that level. But if I drill down to the 3 hour, you'll see that we're basically flirting with this level. It's up and below, up and below. And right now, I'm just going to do that. We're going to put this level back in because there it is. And here is my inverse head and shoulders. Okay, shoulder, head, shoulder. That's a breakout in my books. It's a retest. This is the second retest. Okay, we did have a gap here, which looks like it closed. So that is something we need to pay attention to. But the thing that I really am very interested in right now is I can draw it that way or I can draw it that way. Doesn't really matter which way I draw it, but this is a consolidation pattern. We are on a weekly level. There are a few other levels to the downside. The only thing that we do have is we've got this 200 SMA and the 200 EMA here on the 3 hour. We do have a bit of a crossover, but I've also got a crossover brewing of my oscillator. So, if I look at the lower time frames, we should be looking for longs. If I look at the higher time frames, we should be pretty careful because this is looking like a reversal. Okay, so in other words, proceed with extreme caution. Okay, being a Monday, now you see if I drill down to the hour, you can see I have an opposite effect of what's happening on the 3 hour. If I look at the oscillator, so normally when that happens, you need to start just take the oscillator with a pinch of salt and watch price action. Okay, so for me, price action at the moment, it was a double bottom, inside bar piercing. Okay, it's the double signal for a move to the upside. So that is exactly what I'm expecting. Where we go to is another story. Put that up there. I'll adjust that. Okay, do we come back to this area here, which does make sense because that would probably test this breakout here. Another move to the downside. If that moves to the downside, I would expect to come and test this double bottom. There's my double bottom there. And if I just put a box in here, that would give me a breakout pretty much up to that level there. Okay. Which is essentially the close of last Thursday. Okay, so let's just have a look at what's happening on the market right now. DAX futures right now is up 0.17%. US market futures are up ever so slightly. Hang Seng is up 1% at the moment. So this is probably just you're probably more than likely going to see some kind of a rally into this consolidation. I don't think you'll see a breakout today. Probably not. Maybe this afternoon, one way or another, with the US markets, but it is Monday. Mondays are normally quiet. So for me, yeah, there's a lot of indecision happening. Sort of your lower time frames are saying, watch out, there's a bit of a reversal coming, but yeah, you can see this to me is a double bottom. And at most, I want to see the double bottom target materialize. But the lower you go down on the time frames, if you look at all the oscillators, they're all telling you to be careful. But you're up at your higher time frames are saying, no, everything's fine. So a little bit of a mixed bag. I think for me, I still believe this double bottom is going to play out today. So that's my double bottom. So I'm looking for a long entry. I'm looking for 12161 as an entry. Ideally, I'd like to see a bit of a pullback onto this double bottom neckline. So 12105 is my entry. And your stop is going to be below the double bottom. So it's a 60-point stop loss for a 60-point trade or 58-point trade. So it's a 1-to-1 trade. That's the only thing that I can see right now. I don't see any long-term setups at the moment that I'd be interested in because the bigger picture for me right now is range. And this breakout here, what we're aiming for is pretty much the line in the sand that I'm looking at. Okay, and then lastly, just to reiterate this weekly level, and I'm going to go right down to 6 minutes on this. There's my weekly level there. Okay, so technically speaking, I'd like to see a pullback right onto that, which is pretty much almost the neckline. You can see there's the neckline of my double bottom right there. Let's see it on the 12. Okay, so that is my area for a long. So a little bit of a pullback. Anything between 12108 and 12105. So anything around the 12100, 110, 12100 and 12100. Yeah, it's 12100, 12110. Anything around there, if you see some positive price action in that bracket, then it's long. And you've got quite a few little 5 minutes, well, these are 12-minute gaps, but there'll be 5-minute gaps on the way up as well. I was positive of that. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. Yeah. So there's a lot of 5-minute gaps to the upside as well that need to close. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's my view for today. Short-term, long, 60-point trade, and that's pretty much all I see for today. And if it does go beyond that, I'll be surprised. I think we're going to range most of the morning until the US open. And if something drastic happens in the US, then we should see something, an acceleration. But I think being a Monday, with very little data, very little going on at the moment, we'll probably just play out the small patterns that you see. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.